Now the next one is general anesthesia. Now, general anesthetics are the drugs which will cause reversible loss of consciousness. Understand this thing? They cause loss of consciousness that is reversible. That means for some time, subject do not have the consciousness. After that, they will get it back. Now, what is the use of these general anesthetics? They are usually used before surgeries. When during surgeries, we will get enormous pain. And when people cannot tolerate that pain, they will move, they will wriggle, and that disrupts the surgical procedures. To avoid this, general anesthetics are given, which will put them in unconscious state. Pain will not be perceived, and after some time, slowly they will regain their consciousness. Now, there are a lot of classes of drugs are there, but all the drugs they will be getting into CNS because of their high lipophilic nature, and they will act on multiple centers. Especially, they will be blocking the sodium channels. So excitation will not be there. The overall CNS depression will occur. The exact mechanism of action is not known exactly, but they will cause generally CNS depression. Now, while causing CNS depression, they have certain stages of it. The stages in stage 1, when people take this general anesthetic, the stage 1 is analgesia effect. Algia means pain, ana means without pain. So when people take this, they lose the pain sensation. Whereas in second stage is known as delirium. Delirium is nothing but excitement state. Now understand, this is a reflex mechanism of the brain. When some chemical agent is trying to calm you down, brain will try to activate it, and that is what causes agitation or delirium. Now after that stage, it gets into surgical anesthesia stage. Surgical anesthesia stage. Now at this stage, when the subject gets into this stage, operations are carried out. Now, the story will not end here. The problem is, if the dose is increased, there is a fourth stage in which respiratory paralysis stays. Respiratory paralysis. Now, why this happens is, when the general anesthetic is given, all the muscles will undergo relaxation. If the dose is increased, the intercostal muscles will be completely relaxed. Intercostal muscles are responsible for breathing in and breathing out exercise. So that costal muscles, when they dilate and constrict, gases exchange will occur. If increase in dose, if it is completely paralyzing that intercostal muscles, that results in respiratory paralysis, which is a very dangerous one. So all the medications has to take the subject till this third stage. Fourth stage is a dangerous one. So the dose adjustment is very important. So this is about the stages. Now, when you see the agents, you have inhalational agents are there, intravenous agents are there. Understand that. Inhalational means they are inhaled. Inhalational and then intravenous IV agents are there. Now, in inhalational, you have gases and volatile liquids are there. Now, in gases, the prominent one is nitrous oxide. See, nitrous oxide, we read it as an example, but clinically it is not used. See, most of the classification, we read it as an example, but they are not widely clinically used. It is a gas. Now, volatile liquid, again, you have things like ether. Again, ether is not widely used. The widely used one is halothane. Sorry, halofluorine. Halothane, sevoflurane, and fluorine. So all of them contains halogen with a carbon molecules. So halothane, sevoflurane, and fluorine, all of them are volatile liquids. Now these volatile liquids are provided through a mask. At the end of that mask, this volatile liquid is there. Because of their volatile nature, it comes through the mask, get into the respiratory tract, and slowly it causes general anesthetic action. Now in intravenous, you have again two classes of there. Short acting or rapid acting, and then long acting. Now in this short acting, you have thiopental, which is nothing but a barbiturate, and then methohexetone, and then propofol, and then etomidate. They are rapid and short acting. So the moment the medicine is given, within seconds they will cause anesthesia. Thiopental, methohexetone, propofol, etomidate. Whereas in long, you have benzodiazepines, fentanyl, and then ketamine is there. All of them are intravenously given. Now understand the concept. See, in surgeries, both of them will be used. Usually, inhalational are used to induce general anesthesia. They are inductive general anesthesia. Whereas to maintain general anesthesia, IV drugs are given. So initially, there will be a mask through which the volatile gas is given that will induce a general anesthesia, and maintenance is done by using this intravenous drugs. But remember the stages: analgesia, delirium, surgical anesthesia. If the dose is increased, respiratory paralysis occurs. That may cause death, which is very dangerous. Now, for most of the drugs, the major adverse effect is increased duration of action. People will slowly regain their consciousness. But leaving that, these gases has got certain problems are that they may cause a kind of throat irritation. But especially this halothane has got a specific side effect is there. It will cause malignant hyperthermia. Malignant hyperthermia. Now understand this one. Hyperthermia means increase in body temperature. Malignant is dangerous one. Think about this. See, before administering general anesthesia, before someone is getting into the operation theater, he'll be having a kind of anxiety, nausea, emesis, all condition will be there. To treat them before anesthesia, certain medications are given, and they are known as pre-anesthetic agents. Why? Because they are given before anesthesia. Agents like atropine. Atropine is given to reduce bronchial secretion. Agents like anti-ulcer to reduce HCl secretion. Agents like anti-anxiety drugs. Agents like skeletal muscle relaxants. Your muscles need to be relaxed. In that drug, you have a drug called as succinylcholine is there. Succinylcholine. Now, when this succinylcholine is given and halothane is also given, these two drugs in combination, they will precipitate adverse effect known as malignant hyperthermia. The body temperature will shoot up. For every minute, every 5 minutes, there will be 1 degree temperature increase is there, and that is very dangerous. You know, when temperature is highly increased, at high temperatures, neuronal activity is increased. That may result in epilepsy. You know, this happens in especially young children. When kids' temperature shoots up more than 102 and 103, there may be chance of epilepsy. That is called as febrile seizures. Don't get panic. It is only because of high temperature. When the temperature comes down, they'll be normalized. The choice of drug to treat febrile epilepsy is diazepam. Intravenous diazepam is good. Now, here in this case, halothane, succinylcholine, when they are combined, because pre-anesthetic agent is succinylcholine, anesthetic agent is halothane, that will precipitate malignant hyperthermia. To treat this adverse effect, the choice of drug is dantrolene. Now, what is this dantrolene? Dantrolene is a ryanodine inhibitor. Ryanodine is a receptor which is present on sarcoplasmic reticulum. When that receptor is inhibited from the sarcoplasm, calcium will not get released. What is the job of calcium? To cause muscle contraction. If you remember, during winter times, we all have muscle contractions. That shivering is there. During the shivering, muscle contraction is increased. That enhances heat. That is the reason why we have shivering during winter time. So the moral is when calcium is more, contractions are more, that increases body temperature. So when you use dantrolene, inhibit calcium, no contractions, no body temperature will be there. That is how you treat malignant hyperthermia. Now, there is a drug called as ketamine. This ketamine will cause dissociative. This is known as dissociative anesthesia. Dissociate means separating from oneself. What happens is when usually it is given for young children. When there is a surgical procedure, they will be given ketamine. Ketamine, when people take it, they will under the influence of general anesthesia. When they regain their consciousness, they don't remember anything. They will act like he is a different person. That is what is called as dissociative anesthesia. So this is the problem. Now, You know this drug, propofol. You all know about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson died because of overdosing of this propofol. So he never used to get proper sleep because the entire his skin got grafted. Because of that, he was taking a lot of immunosuppressants, lot many class of drugs, and he could not have that sleep. He was suffering with insomnia. He was not taking sedative hypnotics, rather he was taking general anesthesia to get sleep. So one day he took overdose of propofol and that resulted in respiratory paralysis and he died because of overdosing of that. Michael Jackson. Whereas fentanyl, there is one more American singer is there, his name is Prince. Prince died because of overdosing of fentanyl. Fentanyl is an opioid. It is 50 times more potent than morphine. And this also causes anesthesia and overdose will cause death. So this is about general anesthesia. One more concept is there related to this inhalational. There is a parameter known as minimum alveolar concentration. When these drugs are inhaled, they'll get into alveoli. So in order to show action, a certain concentration of general anesthetic is required in this alveoli. That is called as minimum alveoli concentration. The concentration of general anesthetic which immobilizes 50% of the subject for a standard surgical incision. Understand this one. Surgical incision means a cut is made by the surgeon. So when the cut is made, we all move with pain. So certain amount of anesthesia is required in our alveoli so that even the cut is made, people will not move. That is called immobilization in 50% subjects. Simply remember the minimum amount of concentration of the general anesthetic required to cause general anesthesia is MAC, minimum alveolar concentration. So this is about general anesthetic. Again, widely used drugs are again benzodiazepines. Usually combination is used. Combination is nothing but general anesthesia is induced by volatile liquids maintained by intravenous drugs. Stairs again are important. Overdosing will result in